Geographic heat maps are useful to represent the density of geographic entities or events, such as sales, crime, or traffic accidents, within any given spot. The results will be represented using a gradient that allows you to easily differentiate between high-density areas and low-density areas. This map of San Francisco illustrates a heat map of personal crime, with low-density areas in purple and high-density areas in bright red. Let's make a heat map. To make a heat map, select Analysis from the top of the screen and scroll down to Heat Map, or you can select this button right here. Select the desired point layer or layers from the drop-down. Let's go with financial crime. By default, the heat map will represent graphically the density of the points in the various areas, in our case, in San Francisco zip codes. Alternatively, selecting the Use Weight from Field option allows you to represent numerical values associated with those data points. Those come from the variables within our project. We're not going to do that. We're going to go with the density of the points in the areas. The Extent option specifies the region on which the heat map will be computed. By default, the heat map is computed on all data points of the selected layers. You can also create a more detailed heat map by zooming in on a specific area first, and then selecting the Visible Regions Only option. We'll continue with the first option, all data points. The smoothing option allows you to specify the radius that will be used when smoothing a specific point. Moving this trackbar to the far left will result in a density value that reflects only the immediate area around the specific point. Here we can see the radius is quite small. If we move it to the right, this will result in a value based on a larger radius. Our radius now is considerably larger. The Precision option allows you to set the degree of detail of the heat map. If this trackbar is towards the left, the cells will be larger. This results in sort of a staircase effect that you see here. This is especially visible when you zoom in on a specific region. Moving the trackbar to the right will result in smaller cells and a smoother surface, but will take longer to process. Let's move our trackbar around here. We can see it's slightly smoother, and the cells have gotten smaller. You can select from various color ramps. The colors on the left will represent low-density areas, while colors on the right represent high-density areas. You can also choose the opacity, with 0 being invisible and 100 being opaque. If the transparent contour option is enabled, areas where the computed point density remains 0 will be left transparent, while disabling this option will cause those areas to be represented with the color used for the lowest density, in our case purple. We'll keep this option enabled. Once you're done, select OK. And here we have our heat map of financial crime, with the hotspot here in the downtown financial core, and 3 other areas of interest.